Grüß Gott! Hey, my name is Fassil and welcome back to another episode of Fassil Eats the World. Today, we'll be hiking up the mountains of Austria. Austria is located in the southern part of Central Europe. Austria is completely landlocked and is bordered by 8 countries. These countries include Germany, Italy, Hungary, and Slovakia to name a few. The capital of Austria is Vienna, which I'm pretty sure you've heard of because of Vienna sausages. Speaking of Vienna sausages, let's talk Austrian cuisine. Austrian cuisine has a long history dating back to the days of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It mainly consists of a good balance of beef, pork, and vegetables. Austria also has a rich baking tradition, giving the world delectables like Sachertorte, a chocolate cake with an apricot jam filling, and Krapfen, a donut filled with jam or custard, and of course strudel, such as apple strudel, which is filled with apples, and Topfenstrudel, which is filled with a type of cheese. Today, we are making GUGELHUPF cake. This cake has its humble beginnings in late medieval Austria. It would be served at events like weddings, and would be decorated with everything from flowers and leaves to candles and fruits. Although GUGELHUPF cake comes in many different forms in many different countries, today the cake comes in 3 main variations: vanilla, chocolate, or marbled. And finally, with all that introduction out of the way, let's get to the baking. In a mixing bowl, you're going to want to whisk together 3/4 a cup of butter and 4 egg yolks that have been separated from the whites. So whisk these together until they're foamy. Just keep whisking. The recipe calls for it to be foamy, but I can't imagine this getting foamy. Yeah. So I'm gonna just proceed on to the next step and hopefully it doesn't mess up the cake. Next, we're gonna add 2.5 cups of confectioner sugar. You're gonna wanna stir this until it becomes creamy. We'll see if it becomes creamy because it said it was supposed to be foamy earlier and it didn't become foamy, so maybe it won't become creamy. Only time will tell. Surprisingly, it's actually becoming creamy. I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect that to happen. But you know, at the end of the day, trust the recipe, you know? Like, I doubted it with the fungi when I was making the fungi and pepper pot for Antigua and Barbuda. But in the end, it worked out, and just trust the recipes, guys, you know? To this, we'll be adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Whisk that in. Next, we're gonna take our egg whites and put them in a large mixing bowl. We're gonna whisk these together until stiff peaks form. This is gonna take a long time, so I'll see you guys in like half an hour. You're gonna wanna keep mixing until you get stiff peaks like this. Go ahead and add your egg whites to your mix. And then gently fold that in. Sift 2.5 cups of flour and 3/4 a teaspoon of baking powder. Give it a mix. Throw in half your flour now and combine it. Now add in 2/3 a cup of milk and mix that in. And then add the rest of your flour. And then mix to combine. Scrape down the sides to make sure you get everything. Okay, so this next step's important. You're gonna wanna add only less than half of this mixture into your pan. Not half, less than half. Next, you're gonna add 3 to 4 teaspoons of cocoa powder. I'm just gonna go with 3.5. 2, 3.5. Now mix that in. Go ahead and add the rest of your batter. Smooth that out like so. Next, take your spatula and run it through in a wave pattern to get that marbling effect. And And then we're gonna pop this into an oven that's been preheated to 340 degrees Fahrenheit for 50 minutes. Would you look at that, fresh out of the oven. It smells so good. We are now gonna sprinkle on some confectioner sugar. Feels like winter in Austria. And snow and sugar. After you've let it cool for a couple of minutes, cut yourself a piece. Doesn't that look good? Oh, I can't wait to dig in. Check this guy out. Oh, and check out the marbling. Not the best marble, I'll be honest, okay? You know, it was my first time, I didn't want to mess it up too much. I was very shy, to say the least, when I was running my spatula through the batter, but still looks good. Ready? I love it. 10 out of 10. I've made a couple of desserts at this point. Like I've made some donuts before, or baked or fried donuts. I've made cookies, baked cookies, you know. That's really good, okay? Like texture-wise, that extra step of beating those egg whites until you got those stiff peaks. Like, it's a dense cake, but fluffy at the same time. So it's duffy. I can't even explain it. I mean, I'm not a chemist, I'm not a baker, but it's dense and fluffy at the same time, and I'm thinking it's because of that extra step of beating the egg whites. In terms of the flavor, it's like it really is like the website I got the recipe from, it seemed just like, you know, a random website, like, you know, just like a place where you get like a basic chocolate chip cookie recipe, but like the balance of vanilla and chocolate, just on point. Like, and it's not too sweet either. It's like the perfect, and that might be the confectioner sugar. Maybe it's because I didn't use regular sugar. I just used confectioner sugar. Maybe that's why it's not, because it was a lot of sugar. But maybe that's why it's not as sweet. But it's like the perfect amount of sweet, the perfect amount of vanilla, the perfect amount of chocolate. I'm gonna put the recipe, like the website I got the recipe from, down in the description below, because you guys, like, I mean, there might be better recipes out there, but trust me, this is the recipe you want to use if you ever make this. Like, perfect. And I can see why it survived since the Middle Ages, like, or medieval times. It's just good. Like, why would you want anything else at your wedding? Like, this is what I want at my wedding. I'm gonna have this at my wedding. Like, Austria, I'm gonna fly over an Austrian chef. I got no money, but I'm gonna fly over an Austrian chef. He's gonna cook me the best cake, and then I'm not gonna even be at the ceremony. I'm gonna just be sitting by the cake eating. And then when it's like still warm from the oven, oh my. I'm gonna pour myself a glass of milk because I feel like this would be really good with milk. That was, I think I said it before, but I'm saying it again, straight up 10 out of 10. It's a little much, especially the beating the eggs part. That takes forever. That literally took like half an hour, like I said in the video earlier. It's worth that extra effort. And it's a good workout too. Like I was getting that workout in. Especially the wrist. It was all in the wrist too. And then I had the reverse, counterclockwise, clockwise, or maybe clockwise, counterclockwise. If you're from Austria, let me know what I did wrong. Also, like I said earlier in the video, there are a variety of variations depending on the region you're from. So let me know how you guys do it where you're from. Also, the neighboring countries: Germany, Italy, Slovenia, Slovakia, Hungary, Liechtenstein. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. But how do you guys do it in your countries too? Like, what are your variations of this dish? Because I know it's popular all throughout Central Europe. Thanks again for watching. Next week, we'll be taking a bite out of Azerbaijan, so stay tuned for that. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below. My name's Fassil. This has been Fassil Eats the World Austria. Until next time, peace. Oh my god, there's actually marbling. Not on this side.